Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily. My favorite makeup today is this. This is from Hourglass. This is the Ambient Metallic Strobe Lighting Palette. I am using the shade Pure Strobe Light, which is in the center here. It's very shiny. It's probably going to reflect. Using this one today with a little touch of Lucent Strobe Light. I really love the formula on this. I think it's really beautiful because I think it gives a really shiny, beautiful highlight. But it's not glittery. It's just very metallic and very like in your face. But that's the kind of highlight I like, so I'm a big fan. Anyway, on to the video. So for today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Norvina palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This got given to me by my mother during the Sephora VIB Rouge sale recently, and these are the shades that are in the palette. I really enjoy the purples. I'm a big sucker for purples, and I also love the metallic-y foily finishes. So I'm going to do a look with this today and talk about how I feel about the palette so far, because I've been using it for the last couple of days. So I also own the Subculture palette as well as the Prism palette, but I do not own Soft Glam, Master by Mario, or Modern Renaissance, any of those. So those are things I don't have, but I felt like this was a good compromise for me. I have always enjoyed the formula of these shadows, but I don't think the Modern Renaissance are the right colors for me, and I felt Soft Glam was a little too just regular, and I'm not going to say basic because there's nothing wrong with being basic. That just means you like stuff that other people like. You know, that's cool. It's just a little too neutral for me. I like to have more color, and I love purple. So I thought this palette would be a good, complement to my current collection. I probably didn't absolutely need to get it, but since it was a gift, I'm very grateful for that. So let's get started. So I think I'm going to try out this Love shade and put that across my lid, sort of like a base shade. I want to see exactly how this is going to pair with some of the other shadows I'm looking at today. I also love that this palette has a nice big mirror. Yeah, so you look at the pigmentation on this shadow. I think it's really nice. I did find that some of the shadows can be a little bit powdery, which is a similar situation to dealing with like Subculture, but not, I think, to the point like some people were getting on the internet where it was like going to fall out everywhere. I didn't have that particular issue with my Subculture palette. It just meant that I used a different brush, and I just used a little bit lighter hand than I would normally, and so I haven't had any problems, getting that shadow to work and to blend. And I found it's similar with this. You have to be a little careful with some of the matte shades, and I do tend to use my fingers for all of the metallic-y foil shades, but you get a lot of payoff really quickly, and I do enjoy the shadows. And I have my air conditioner off so it doesn't make a lot of noise because I've been noticing that on some other videos. But it's still hot in here. I'm going to powder, so just give me a second while I powder my face so I'm not entirely the shiniest human being ever to walk the earth. Today it just doesn't matter. It's just hot enough that without the air conditioner I'm just like, but if I turn that air conditioner on, it's all we're going to hear. So back to the eyeshadow. So I'm digging this pink. It's really matching the tongue of my ghosts. So let's see. I really wanted to try to use colors I wasn't going to use, so I'm always going to want to go for like the purples, but I do want to try out this Soul shade right here, and I want to show you what Wild Child looks like as well. So we're going to take Soul. I'm going to sort of like put that in the center to blend out to the outer corner there and see how that's going to look. Now Soul does have some sort of like infused glitter, whereas Love was definitely just a true matte situation. I'm never going to be one to be annoyed with an infused glitter as long as I don't get fallout like all over my face. Oh, that's crazy pigmented. I have used this shade just a little bit, but I haven't used it on top of this particular shade, so I was curious to see what it would do. The answer is look really pretty, but it's pretty intense. I have heard that from some people that this shade looks kind of like the same shade as If You're Bruised, so it might not be the most complementary color if you've got some serious under eye baggage going on, and I can see for me it would definitely be a match. So this is the kind of shadow I do really like this color, but it might not look the best on me if I'm looking tired, so I would just keep an eye on that and make sure I choose appropriately. There's nothing worse than having people come up to you and be like, oh, you look really tired today, is everything okay? Especially if you've like gone to a lot of trouble to do your makeup. You're like, yeah, I'm fine, thanks. It's really helpful of you. Alright, I'm going to grab my color switch and clean off one of my brushes and just do a little bit of blending there. I am really liking this Soul shade, although today I do see it definitely matching, a bit of the under eye, but that's okay. So we're going for it today. I'm going to make it work. So right now I'm going to take a little bit of the Celestial shade, I'm going to add that to the center of my eye, and then I'm going to take Wild Child and try to put that in the inner corner. Now again, I like to use my finger when I'm using the foily shades in an ABH palette, just because I find it's easier to manipulate and to work with it. And honestly, Celestial, this is a really beautiful shade. And now I'm going to take Wild Child and try to get that inner corner. There's a lot of like shimmery pink glitter in Wild Child, and I do really like the way it looks in person. I notice on camera sometimes when I'm using this, because I have sort of like done like a tester look, sometimes these shadows on a camera might make me look either tired, or the pink makes it look like my eyes are red. And so I will say on camera right now, I'm not loving the way this looks, but in person, I am feeling it. I feel like it looks nice. But there is sort of like a subtle difference here, whereas you might really love the way your shadows look, and other people may perceive it that you are not well. So there is something to be said about that. I personally feel like I like this look enough that I'm willing to deal with that up to a point. I've gotten a comment about it once when I have worn this palette previously, and I wasn't sure whether it was the shade selection, and I think it might be. I think there are ways to mitigate that, but it might just be that you might look a little consumptive today, for example, and you know, are you okay with that? And many people, this won't be an issue because you've got a skin tone that this is not the case. I'm a super pale person with pink undertone, and that's what happens. So I really like it right now. I can't say I'm loving what it looks like on camera, but that's okay. I do like it in person, and I'm still going to wear it out today. So I've added my Kat Von D tattoo liner and my Blinc amplified mascara. I just want to make sure that there's not too harsh of a black line. So I'm going to go back over the shadow with Soul and a little bit of Love and possibly a little bit of Passion, just to sort of mute out the blackness of the liner. This is my finished look. I have a small cat who may be sounding off on her particular feelings about this palette, but just as a sum up, I do really enjoy the palette. I think all of the neutrals are really great. I haven't had any issues, for example, with the shades here. I think they're all a nice color for me. I think Incense is actually a good transition shade for me, although I think Love, you know, works fine as that kind of shade. It's just definitely a little bit darker for me, but I am enjoying all of the mattes. I love the shimmers very much. You just sort of have to be a little bit careful with them. Sort of a little bit on those goes a long way. I've heard that some people are having issues with Wild Child not performing as well. I don't have that problem. I think it's been performing fine. But again, I only use my finger with these. I don't like to use my brush on these metallic shadows. I find they don't blend very well if I do that, but I just sort of feel that way about most metallic foily eyeshadows. It's just better for me personally and the way I like to do my makeup, to just tap my finger and just put it wherever it is I want. So for me, as far as I'm concerned, I am really enjoying the performance of the shades. This base shade's pretty boring for me. It's really only good as like a brow bone highlight or to, like, you know, blend out something, so I'm not going to use that very much. Thank you, sweetie. Again, as I said earlier, this Soul shade is a really beautiful purple, but if you have a skin tone similar to me or you have dark circles, it may exacerbate that a little bit for you. I have found that I like it enough that I don't care, and sometimes it doesn't matter to me. If that's the way I look that day, fine. Thank you, sweetheart. The Love and Wild Child, Love especially, can make me look a little bit like my eyes are red, but you know, if that's the look you're going for, that's okay. It's kind of why I don't have the Modern Renaissance. I find that sort of like burgundy shade and like those mauvey pinks are just not the right ones for me personally. I may follow up with another look with this depending on how it goes this week. You know, traveling's been really strange, plus there's, you know, hurricanes that come in the United States, and even though the hurricane is not close to where I live, it is affecting everywhere I'm traveling because the storms get there a couple days later, and my work's been all messed up. So, you know, we'll see how it goes, and hopefully I'll be able to catch up with another video about this palette later in the week. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you're enjoying the content on this channel, please subscribe. If you've got a suggestion for a video, you can put that down in the comments below. I hope you're all having a wonderful day, and I will see you soon. Bye!